Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Royal Rumble. This is the big one. This is the one that we've been building to for quite a long time in this save. This is the one where I go spot by spot, elimination by elimination with the 2 Rumble matches. So this is going to be quite a long video, so I apologise now, but it's worth watching. Let's get into it. I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get going. With a video package to kick us off, because it's the pay-per-view. It only did a 69, but you got some of the biggest stars in it, the likes of the Universal Champion, the WWE Champions in there, the Intercontinental Champion, the United States Champion. You get the drift. We're going through it, and we're actually going to open the show not with a Royal Rumble match. We're going to open the show with the Raw Women's Championship match. It's between Charlotte Flair and Shayna Baszler, a rematch from TLC. Your winner and still Raw Women's Champion for an 83. What a fantastic match. Lack of psychology at times, but still fantastic match. Charlotte Flair retains the Raw Women's Championship after a distraction from Becky Lynch. Now, let's talk through it. Of course, we know Lynch and Baszler are going to go one-on-one on Raw. That is confirmed. So this is building towards that. Lynch believes that Baszler is the one that took her out. So he's trying to get some revenge here. It's a good match. It's an 83, 75 from Flair, 87 from Baszler. Very, very good match. Good chemistry. And they had 15 minutes or so to tell a good story. Some of the matches may be shorter than usual tonight because of the Rumbles. But the distraction from Lynch, who has cost Baszler the title, and that is going to be very interesting to pick up on. Very interesting. It's now time for the Royal Rumble match. The rules of the match are as follows. To be eliminated, you must be thrown over the top rope with both feet hitting the floor. The last person standing will be the winner of the match and will go on to WrestleMania to fight for a championship. I'm not going to say the main event because, let's be honest, but they'll be there fighting for a championship. Let's get stuck into it then. We already knew who number 1 was. A big pop for Becky Lynch. Number 1 in the Rumble. A punishment from Christian after costing Shayna the title at TLC. She cost Shayna the title again tonight, but we'll pick up on that on Raw. Becky Lynch is number 1 on the Rumble. Number 2, the music of value hits. Of course, that's Carmella and Lacey Evans. It was revealed that Carmella won't be in the Rumble match tonight. This is not Lacey Evans' spot. Carmella and Lacey Evans introduce number 2 in the Rumble, making her debut, Tessa Blanchard. That's right. Tessa is number 2 in the Rumble. The announcers hype it big time. You'd expect there'd be a big pop. She's hyped up as this big star. She's number 2 in the Rumble, going against perhaps the biggest women's star we've got on the roster, really, in Becky Lynch, who's number 1. Big showdown to kick us off. The interesting thing is she's introduced by Carmella and Lacey Evans. Why? We'll pick up on that on Smackdown. But when Tessa makes her entrance, obviously the announcers hype her up, like I say, but Becky herself looks impressed, and that helps then put over Blanchard as a star. If Becky's got this really impressed face on her, like she's ready for a challenge. These two will do some nice sequences, and I really think they could put over Tessa's power straight away, because she's a fairly big wrestler, really, compared to some of the others. So we'll really put over Tessa's power. But nobody is eliminated. When number 3, Dana Brooke. Number 3 is Dana Brooke. So we got 2 big stars, and then we'll throw Dana in there. She looks ready. She's pumped. This is the Royal Rumble. This is a moment to make an impact. She gets straight into the ring and is immediately hit with a Tessa Blanchard finisher. I was meant to check what it was, but I didn't. But hit with a finisher. Let's say it's like a power slam type thing or a power bomb. That's fine. Hit with the finisher, and Tessa Blanchard immediately throws out Dana Brooke. She's gone. First elimination. Dana Brooke is gone. Dana Brooke isn't someone we're going to push. She can use in this spot. Becky watches impressed. She's pretty impressed with the power of Tessa Blanchard. And they continue their mini match at this point. That's what's important for me at this start. These two are having a mini match. Becky nearly eliminates Tessa, but Tessa Blanchard powers out before number 4. Number 4 is Lana. Lana is number 4. She looks determined to prove a point after all the doubters. She gets into the ring, but in a carbon copy of Dana's elimination, it's Becky who quickly gets rid of Lana, one-upping Tessa Blanchard. But rather than just watching impressed, Tessa immediately tries to throw out Becky from behind. Becky hangs on and they continue their mini match. But just as Tessa Blanchard hits a big power bomb, Becky is down. We've had two quite, I don't want to say jobbers, but you get my point. So let's have a big entrance to go in there with Tessa Blanchard and Becky Lynch. Number 5 is the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. Asuka enters the ring for a 3-way showdown with Becky and Tessa Blanchard. Asuka immediately goes after the new star, by the way. Kicks, a running hip attack, knocks Blanchard down, which it may have happened once maybe in this match so far, but not a lot, so that's a big deal. Becky rises to her feet. Becky and Asuka have a showdown which plays off their history. Of course, I think they've fought twice for a Raw Women's Championship at a Rumble pay-per-view. They're going at it again at a Rumble pay-per-view tonight. So we play off their history. They start to wrestle. That sequence then ends with Tessa clotheslining both ladies down. Both ladies down, which means Tessa stands tall for the next entrance. And the next entrance, and I'm going to say it in terms of game, and I'll explain this now on YouTube. In terms of game, I had a bit of trouble of getting everyone in the right spots. But you know what? I've decided as we're going through, I'm going with the original booking and we'll make it work in game. Don't worry about what's on game. Say what I'm saying. Number 6 from NXT UK is Xia Brookside. Xia Brookside makes her main roster debut, technically, at a Royal Rumble in the Rumble match. And she is seriously an underdog right now against 3 big stars. She shows a lot of fire. She's determined. She goes straight in there against Tessa Blanchard, but she really struggles against her power. She actually nearly eliminates Tessa at one point when she ducks a clothesline, pulls the ropes, but Blanchard stops that in its tracks straight away. She hits the powerbomb again and throws out Xia Brookside. That's 2 eliminations now for Tessa Blanchard. And we end this sequence with Becky and Asuka realising they're going to have to start to team together because Blanchard is a threat. So Becky and Asuka are starting to team together against Tessa Blanchard when number 7 is Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans is number 7. She runs straight down and it gives Tessa Blanchard an ally. And they start now to pair off. It's like a mini tag team match at this point. Lacey is following Tessa's lead. Tessa's barking orders and Lacey's following the lead like a little bit of a lapdog, you could argue. It turns into, as I say, a tornado tag type match. And you really now start to tell the story of Tessa being a leader to Lacey Evans. No eliminations as we get to number 8. Miss Money in the Bank, Sonia Deville. Sonia Deville is number 8. It's another heel, which makes it 3 heels and 2 baby faces. So the heels start to dominate. We've got 5 women in there now. The heels start to dominate. They nearly eliminate Becky a few times. And actually, the 3 of them would have probably eliminated Becky Lynch. But Sonia is not listening to the orders that Tessa Blanchard's giving out. Lacey is. Sonia is not. That ends with Blanchard laying out Sonia Deville with a powerbomb. Lacey hits the woman's right on Asuka. And Tessa eliminates Asuka. That's another elimination. Asuka is thrown out by Tessa Blanchard. It's her 3rd elimination of the match and a big one. Right, we're up to entrant number 9, and entrant number 9 is Liv Morgan, a mid-card babyface on the Raw Women's division right now. Liv comes straight in, providing backup for Becky. She's teamed with Becky a few times. Becky's on her own really against 3 heels if it wasn't for Liv Morgan, so it's 3-on-2 again. They immediately try to go after the heels. Liv gets a lot of flashy moves in and the heels are going to sell for her at this point to really put her over as this dynamite as she comes in. Becky and Liv even hit a doomsday device because why not? if you got the space in the ring, do it. Doomsday Device. And then that leads to number 10. And let's even the odds a little bit. It's another mid-card babyface from Monday Night Raw. Mandy Rose makes her way in as number 10 in the Women's Royal Rumble. So they all start to couple off now into the corners like you always see in Rumble matches. Liv Morgan nearly eliminates Lacey. Sonia nearly eliminates Mandy Rose. Becky and Tessa sort of even each other out as the bosses, you could argue. Tessa offers Sonia another chance to follow her, but Deville says no, so Tessa tries to eliminate her. Mandy Rose, though, comes from behind and actually eliminates Tessa Blanchard. Sonia holds on. Mandy Rose eliminates Tessa Blanchard. Big pop for that. Tessa's shocked. There's a standoff where sort of Mandy Rose is a bit shocked of what's just happened. And at that moment, Sonia Deville takes that time to dump Mandy Rose straight over, laughing at her. And then, just to add to it, because Tessa's furious at the underdog putting her out, Tessa picks Mandy Rose up and hits the power bomb through the announce table just to have a bit of a temper tantrum, you could argue. 2 eliminations, one of them very, very big. Let's go to number 11. And number 11 is, you could argue, a pretty big entrant because number 11 is about brutality. Number 11 is Rhea Ripley. Now, Rhea Ripley and Sonia Deville have had their issues on Smackdown over the past few weeks, so Rhea immediately goes after Sonia Deville. Sonia's nearly eliminated a number of times, but she hangs on. That's her role at the moment. She's going to be that heel that continues to hang on and hang on and hang on. Rhea hits the riptide on Lacey Evans and launches Lacey Evans out. Value are done for the night. Rhea Ripley gets her first elimination as we enter to number 12. I'll talk through a few here. Number 12, Peyton Royce from the Iconics. Peyton comes straight in, hits kicks everywhere with the way she does those flick kicks. She actually tries to pick up Rhea, but in a comedic sort of fashion, Rhea just sort of falls because she can't lift her. We're going to do a bit of comedy now. Peyton can't lift Rhea. Becky tries a spinning kick on Peyton Royce, but she ducks. And then after that, Lynch lays out Rhea by accident. So Becky went for a spinning kick on Peyton with Rhea standing behind her. Peyton ducks. Becky connects with Rhea Ripley. And elsewhere, Sonia and Liv are brawling in the corner. That leads us to number 13. We've got a few in the ring at the minute, but that's okay because number 13 is, well, let's really get iconic, because Billy Kay is number 13. The Iconics get 12 and 13 in the Rumble. I don't know how that happened. Billy and Peyton start team together now. They lay out Rhea Ripley. They hit a double suplex on Liv. They do the iconic pose. And we can even do a nice funny moment here. They do the iconic pose. And then they realise, they look to the left, that they've been joined by Becky Lynch, who decides to do the iconic pose as well. Because why not? Might be funny. Before Becky sort of punches them both. The Iconics get back up to be double clotheslined by Rhea out of the ring. A double elimination from Rhea Ripley. Bye-bye to the Iconics. Number 14, we're at now. The entrant number 14. And it's an entrant with a bit of gold, because number 14 is the NXT Women's Champion, Dakota Kai. Now, I know they've sort of brought in that you can go for the NXT title as well after Charlotte did it. We're kind of just saying that this match is for the main roster titles, just because I wanted to do this. So just bear with me. Dakota Kai is in the Rumble. She goes after Rhea Ripley. Now, these two have had history in NXT. In the save, so you can play off that Dakota Kai knows Rhea Ripley is a threat, goes after Rhea Ripley. She goes after Liv Morgan, and she actually eliminates Liv Morgan with a drop kick. So Morgan sat on the top rope, and a drop kick to Morgan, who takes a nasty crashing bump to the outside. I saw it on a recent show. I thought it was a really cool way to eliminate someone, so we're doing it. And where was I? Becky goes after Dakota, because I think Dakota and Becky would be quite cool to see. And Becky throws Dakota Kai over the top rope, but she is not eliminated because Dakota Kai is caught by Raquel Gonzalez at ringside. Caught by Raquel Gonzalez. Sonia tries to throw Becky out, who looks to be gone, but just as Sonia turns her back, Becky skins the cat, and he's back in. Dakota gets back into the ring as well. One elimination now with Liv Morgan, but a good showing, hopefully, for the NXT champion, and we go forward. As I say, Liv Morgan eliminated by Dakota Kai. Number 15, let's feel the glow. It's Naomi. Naomi is number 15. So in the ring at this point, let's set the scene. You've got Dakota Kai, you've got Becky Lynch, you've got Rhea Ripley, and you've got Sonia Deville. Let's throw Naomi in there too. She starts to clean house. Everyone's bumping for her. She's hitting all the moves that pop the crowd. You know how it is. You need someone like this at this point in the match. Naomi throws out Dakota, who's actually caught by Raquel again. But this time Naomi says, not happening. She hits a diving crossbody over the top rope onto Raquel, which makes her drop Dakota. Dakota Kai is eliminated from the Royal Rumble. Now I hear you. Naomi went over the top rope, but she isn't eliminated because the crossbody that took out Raquel Gonzalez, she has landed with both feet not touching the floor. She stands on Raquel Gonzalez and jumps onto the steps back into the ring. She escapes the elimination. Number 16, and number 16 is also from NXT. Candice LeRae is in the Royal Rumble, and she looks as though she's getting cocky with the crowd. She's sort of playing off to the crowd, then turns vicious. I want to play this vicious side of Candice LeRae. She's vicious with the stomps on Naomi. She hits a nice few moves and actually stops Sonia Deville from being eliminated by Rhea Ripley. Candice proposes a team with Sonia Deville, and those two start to beat down everybody in the ring. That leaves us to number 17. Ruby Riot is number 17 in the Royal Rumble. Ruby comes straight in and wants to be part of this duo between Candice and Sonia. And the three try to eliminate Naomi, and they succeed. Naomi eliminated by all three of Sonia Deville, Ruby Riot, and Candice LeRae. Naomi is out of there. They try to do the same to Becky Lynch, but it doesn't work. So, because she's a sneaky heel, Sonia Deville takes that moment to hit a clothesline on Ruby Riot behind her back and throws out Ruby Riot. Candice gives her a questioning look, but says, I trust you for now. Another elimination for Sonia Deville, and Ruby Riot is gone. 18 up next, and it is... What time is it? Oh, that's right. It's Toni time. Toni Storm is number 18 in the Royal Rumble. Remember, she's a face at this point in the save. We're actually still going to be NXT UK. She comes straight down, hits a powerbomb on Candice LeRae, a lariat clothesline on Sonia Deville. She's cleaning house. Rhea gets up, and we get a stare down between Toni Storm and Rhea Ripley because those two have history. Those two have big history. Rhea offers a handshake. Toni takes it, and they work together on their heels. Lots of double team moves, double suplexes, double clothesline, working together as a tag team. Becky Lynch is back up. She even gets involved, and the three faces start to beat down the heels, which would really pop the crowd at this point. They're having a bit of fun in there. When number 19, Natalia. Now, Natalia's technically a babyface, but I'm going to use her in a tweener role here. She goes after everyone. She locks Sonia Deville in a sharpshooter. She tries to clothesline Rhea out. No luck. Candice attacks Rhea as well to stop Rhea's momentum. Tries to chop her down at the legs. Natalia and Candice work together to try and eliminate Rhea. But Candice throws out Natalia. Natalia is thrown out immediately by Candice LeRae. That's when Sonia Deville sneaks up from behind and throws out Candice LeRae. The third time she's done the sneaky elimination. Two big eliminations, and another one for Sonia Deville, who's starting to get a bit of a name for herself. Number 20, well, it's time to get the pirate ships out. Kairi Sane is number 20. She's still with me in the company. She didn't leave, so it's all good. Kairi Sane comes straight into the ring, starts with her offense, and eliminates Toni Storm, because Toni Storm was meant to be eliminated by now. Toni Storm's gone. Right, moving on. This then breaks down into the Fatal 4-Way, so I really think it could be quite cool. As I say, Becky Lynch, Sonia Deville, Rhea Ripley, and Kairi Sane, a Fatal 4-Way. Give me that. I would want it. Lots of nice sequences. Kairi hits the insane elbow. Is it insane elbow, I think they call it? On Sonia Deville, and then Rhea immediately nails her with a riptide. That leads to a Becky and Rhea showdown, which finally breaks down into a brawl. We've been teasing it throughout the match, but finally these two start to brawl. Rhea nearly eliminates Becky, who hangs on. Number 21, We get the paparazzi out. 21 is Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green is number 21 in the Royal Rumble. And this one, she's going to take her time getting in the ring. She's a heel. She knows she's got 2 minutes between entrants. So to get in that ring, she's got to pick her moment. She even gets on the mic, cuts a promo on the way to the ring for some cheap heel heat, ripping on Madison Square Garden and being an old-time, useless arena. Heels lie. Come on. Kairi Sane takes her out with a suicide dive, though, through the middle rope, so she's not eliminated. That knocks down Chelsea Green. The fatal four-way will continue from there. Chelsea's down on the outside. She does eventually slide under the ropes, but is knocked back outside through the middle rope. So she's got in the ring. She's technically an entrant in the ring, but she's not in the ring right now. We'll go to 22 then. Number 22, Mia Yim from NXT. Another one. Mia Yim is number 22. Mia gets a lot of her stuff in. She gets a lot of her moves in. People are selling for her. She starts to clean out. It's lots of power moves because she's a power wrestler. Let's work with that. Wrestlers sell for her. Becky at this point is really starting to sell the exhaustion of a Royal Rumble match. She's really starting to sell the exhaustion of it. She's looking in a way to escape the action. She's hoping to just take a break in corners, but you try to tell that story. Sonia Deville gets right in Mia Yim's face talking trash. She gets punched for her trouble. Mia tries to eliminate Sonia, but Chelsea Green sneaks in, stops that elimination, and dumps Mia Yim over the top. Chelsea Green picked her moment, and she took it to eliminate Mia Yim. Right, we'll go to number 23. Number 23 is the real-life winner of the 2021 Royal Rumble. Bianca Belair is in the Rumble. Now, Sonia at this point tries to get Chelsea to team up, but Bianca knocks them both down. Double clothesline. Kairi Sane hits a springboard moonsault, but is caught by Belair to show off her power, who hits the world's strongest slam, because I really think that should be a finisher, because look, she's powerful. Let her use it. Bianca and Rhea Ripley face off, because I feel like that'd be quite cool. They both point to the WrestleMania sign, and then they start to brawl. And we go to 24. 24 is Deonna Purrazzo. Now, that's one person who's definitely not in the real life Rumble, because she's in TNA right now, but she's in my NXT, so she's going to be involved here. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, she is kind of just a person to fill the ring at the moment. We've got 7 in there right now. Bianca and Rhea continue fighting. Bianca counters the Riptide. Ripley counters the World's Strongest Slam. They're going back and forth. They both do the whole, this close gesture after it being countered, so we can play off that. Becky and Kairi start to fight too, because I kind of want to see that match, with Becky being laid out by the elbow drop. And then we get to number 25. There's 7 women already in the ring, so it's time to clear a few out. And 25, I tell you what, she is not like most girls. That's right, 25 is Nia Jax. Nia comes in and plays the monster in the match, which, let's be honest, is the one thing she should be playing. It's what she is good at, in a way. I mean, she's good at destroying and hurting people. Moving on. She's in the match. She cleans house. Deonna thrown straight out. Chelsea Green thrown straight out. Kairi Sane thrown straight out. 3 eliminations straight away for Nia Jax. Bianca tries to attack, but it doesn't work. Bianca Belair is thrown straight out. That's 4. What an impact Nia Jax has made straight away. Rhea Ripley is nearly thrown out, but she starts to fight back, and we can do an iconic scene, shall we? She starts to fight back. She pushes Nia Jax on the ropes. He bounces back, and Nia slams the giant. That's right. She picks Nia up, Hogan Andre style, and hits a power slam, because I just think it could be quite fun. And 4 eliminations for Nia Jax. So at this point, obviously, Nia Jax is in the ring. Becky Lynch is in the ring. Rhea Ripley is in the ring. And Sonia Deville is in the ring. So 26. So we're not far off the end now. 26 is Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross is 26 in the Rumble. She comes straight in, and she is ready for the challenge. She's ready for Nia Jax. She doesn't give a damn. She is cray-cray. So Nikki Cross immediately goes after her, and as she does, everyone in the ring starts to realise they have to team together, and they all go after Nia Jax in one of those spots. They try to eliminate her, but Nia powers off She powers off, throwing everyone across the ring. It's not going to be that easy. She starts continuing her offense. Becky eats a Samoan drop. Rhea is dropped with a clothesline. Nikki just takes a beating, which she seems to enjoy. She eggs Nia on. She laughs and eggs her on, which would pop the crowd, until eventually, unfortunately for Nikki Cross, Nia Jax is done with that and throws out Nikki Cross immediately. That is 5 eliminations for Nia Jax. But it's not going to be that easy, because number 27, Alexa Bliss. Now, Bliss is still a babyface. I've not used her enough in the saver, I'll be honest. But she's still a babyface, and she's still technically a partner of Nikki Cross. And Bliss comes straight in looking for justice for her partner. She's right in the face of Nia Jax. Doesn't go well for Alexa, that. It doesn't go well. So everyone tries to eliminate Nia again. Once again, she powers out. Eventually, Rhea Ripley gets Nia up for a riptide, but as she gets up, so she hits the riptide, and as she gets to her feet, from behind, you can see where I'm going with this, Rhea Ripley is eliminated by Sonia Deville. 28 is Ember Moon. Ember Moon is 28, which I hope you get a bit of a pop. Again, she's not done a lot for me, but why not? We'll get her in there. She's hitting stunners all round. She hits a stunner off the top rope for a finisher, but we can't really use that in the Rumble. So she's just going to hit stunners. Stunner, stunner, stunner to everyone but Nia Jax, who is still down from the riptide. She tries to eliminate Becky, who counters, and Becky... So she tries to eliminate Becky, who counters. Sonia Deville's there immediately trying to do a sneaky throw out to Becky Lynch. Becky counters that as well. Ember and Becky beat on Sonia. Alexa gets involved, but they wasted too much time dealing with themselves, because Nia Jax rises up. Nia Jax is to her feet, and out goes Alexa Bliss. Bye-bye. Another elimination for Nia Jax. Right, we're down to our final 2 entrants. Number 29 is the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion of all time. Bayley is number 29. A clever heel, Bayley. So she's going to use her brains. She's going to pick her moments. Nia's dominating at the moment, so she'll take a second. And then as she gets in, she picks her moment. She's hitting a bunch of moves on people, but then backing away and avoiding Nia as much as possible. She's trying to stay behind us, and Nia doesn't see her. She actually nearly throws out Becky, who hangs on it again. Bayley eventually, though, runs into Nia Jax, who hits the Samoan drop, and we're ready for number 30. So in the ring at the moment, just so I can set the scene, you have Bayley, Nia Jax, Sonia Deville, Ember Moon, and Becky Lynch. I believe there shouldn't be any more, so there should be those 5, and we'll add in number 30. And the stream actually already know, because I've decided I'm going to do it anyway. That's right, the NXT UK Women's Champion Kaylee Ray is number 30, the longest reigning champion in the company at this point, and she's number 30 in the Rumble. I want to give her a big moment. Why not? Why not? I think it could work. She cleans house in the ring. She's taking out everyone. And when it comes to Nia, she's taking the fight to her. She's a babyface, of course, in my save. Hits a few drop kicks, which kind of stuns Nia, doesn't take her off her feet. And at that point, everybody rises up to go after Nia, who's been in there a while now. She's took a beating, so she's not quite as strong. Everyone rises up, and Nia is thrown over the top rope, eliminated by everyone. Before we go any further, before I stop there though, that's not all. As that happens, well, guess who takes that opportunity to get another sneaky elimination of Ember Moon? That's right, another one for Sonia Deville. Ember Moon is eliminated, which means we know our final 4. They all go off into different corners for a showdown. The final 4 then, Stu, I want to get your thoughts on this. Becky Lynch, who's been in there from number 1. Sonia Deville, who's been in there from quite early on actually, and has been very, very clever with her eliminations. Bayley, who is fresh as a heel, and Kaylee Ray, who's the freshest and the unknown quantity. What do you think? Right, I'm gonna go through it. Right, final 4 then. So Bayley and Becky pair off, meaning Sonia and Kaylee Ray pair off. Bayley hits a Bayley to belly on Bailey to belly on Becky, that's hard to say, but immediately gets run over by a Kaylee Ray dropkick. Sonia rolls to the outside at this point, unnoticed under the bottom rope. As the three are fighting, Sonia rolls to the outside, being a sneaky heel. Becky and Kaylee Ray team up at this point on Bailey. Bailey blocks a Becky a tap though, and as Kaylee Ray comes running over for a clothesline, she pulls down the top rope, and Kaylee Ray goes stumbling to the outside. Bailey eliminates Kaylee Ray. We've got 3 left, Stuart. 3 left. There's 2 in the ring. So Becky tries to go after Bailey, but Bailey says, whoa, stop, and points around the ring to say, where is Sonia Deville? They realise something sneaky's going on, so they both go out through the middle ropes to either side of the ring. They look for her, they can't find her. They go under the ring to pull out Sonia Deville, who's lying under the ring, hoping to do that hoping to do that common heel finish of a coming from behind on the winner, twisting on that. So Bailey, Sonia and Becky then start to work a triple threat match, but Becky is knackered at this point. Bailey is knackered at this point. So Bailey has the advantage. She's a lot fresher. She picks off both women. She starts to enjoy herself, but Bailey is getting cocky. She plays with eliminating Becky on the turnbuckle. She's really getting cocky with it, and it gets too much. She gets caught. Sonia Deville from behind again throws out Bailey, and we are down to our final 2. It's Becky Lynch versus Miss Money in the Bank, Sonia Deville. So it is Becky versus Sonia. They face off in the final 2, and now at this point, as I say, Becky's been in there since number 1. Sonia's been in there since, I believe, number 9. I am going to just double check quick, but I believe we had her in at number 9. Number 8. So she's been in there since number 8. They've both been in there a long time at this point. So it's about selling the exhaustion, and it's about the big moves are counting here. It's not just you're gonna hit a move and continue on straight away hitting moves. You've only got this one move in your arsenal, and then you need to stop and take a rest because the exhaustion is taking over for both of them. And that's where it plays into Sonia Deville's hand. She uses her MMA background. They don't talk about it a lot, but Sonia Deville has a bit of an MMA background, I believe, or at least a kickboxing type background. So let's use that. Sonia Deville chokes out Becky Lynch. And when I say chokes out, Becky Lynch passes out. The exhaustion plus the submission move, and Becky Lynch is out in the middle of the ring. But this is a Royal Rumble match. That doesn't help Sonia Deville because Becky Lynch is prone. She is completely like a dead body. Sonia uses this time to talk trash to the crowd, and that was a downfall because Becky wakes up. We see that Becky's woken up, but Sonia Deville does not. Becky plays possum. Sonia walks towards Becky Lynch, and she walks into a drop kick and a clothesline for the elimination. Your winner from number 1, the man, Becky Lynch. Wow, that is big time. So it got a segment rating of 68, which worries me because the men's Royal Rumble is the main event. But we'll see. It is the women, so it's hard on this game. But what a performance from Becky Lynch from number 1 to WrestleMania. I've got to be honest with you, it was the most logical choice. Up next then, we are back to in-ring action, I believe. And it's a big one. It's a big one. We do have a video package first because it's time for the triple threat for the WWE Championship. So the video package itself gets us a 74, which is actually really good. I don't know why Otis is in there, but it's helped. So we'll sure. What we can say is that this is a special kind of video package where Otis has actually hosted it like you do a TV show. And yeah, sure, we'll go with it. Right, the match itself then. Who's going to walk away with the WWE Championship? Who will walk away with the top spot on Monday Night Raw? Andrade comes in having won the title at TLC, but Sammy Guevara is the dark horse here. He's the underdog. He wants to prove he is worthy. On Raw, he took them both out, and these 3 will be hurting from that. But the match goes on. AJ Styles is the experienced hand. Right. Triple threat, WWE Championship, your winner. And new WWE Champion, the champ is back. AJ Styles well, he regains his WWE Championship for a 79. Pretty good match, actually. Helped by Styles and Andrade for 82 apiece. No surprise. 63 for Sammy. Sammy took the pin. What he was there for in the first place, with being honest, if I could have done AJ Styles versus Andrade at this pay-per-view, I would have done it, but it's heel versus heel, so we needed a babyface in there. That is what Sammy Guevara has done, and he's done a very good job too. Credit to Sammy Guevara, he's done well. But this was about AJ Styles getting his championship back. Only a month-long reign for Andrade, but he's done very well as well. AJ Styles has the championship. Right, where are we going next? I need to have a look so I don't reveal anything. We are going to the Intercontinental Championship. So up next, the Intercontinental Championship is on the line. It's a rematch from TLC. Randy Orton gets another opportunity. Ricochet puts the championship on the line, but there's a twist because this time it is a street fight. A street fight with the Intercontinental Championship on the line. This could be very good. Your winner and still Intercontinental Champion for 79. 15 minutes they got. Ricochet does the business. Double moonsault in the end. His second defense of the title. 85 from Ricochet. 82 from Orton. And a 79. Game is being harsh there. Lack of heat on the storyline. Brought it down. That's a shame. That's a shame, but it could have been better. But 79 is not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. We're going straight into matches tonight. We're not doing the in-between segments because of time, mainly. But we're going into segments, so we're going into matches. The next match is for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Sasha Banks defends against Io Shirai. This should be pretty good. Your winner and still Smackdown Women's Champion, Sasha Banks. 71. So this is done better than I expected. 59 from Sasha, who was working through an injury. So that's probably why. EO 67. We got a 71 out of it, which is really good. Sasha Banks retains the championship. 8th defense of the title. And I would think that is probably her done with Io Shirai. Sasha Banks is celebrating post-match. She is hurt, though. You can see she's hurt. And she gets the worst possible noise. The noise of Sonia Deville's entrance music. You think we were just doing the Rumbles tonight? Oh, hell no. Sonia Deville, after such a good showing in that first Rumble, she is determined that tonight will be her night. She comes straight down with the briefcase. Sasha Banks is like, oh, God, here we go. Sonia Deville, though, before cashing in, nails Sasha Banks with the briefcase and then officially cashes in. So right then, the match. I'm not doing it as a match. I've done it as an angle. But what I will say is, it's for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Your winner and new SmackDown Women's Champion, Sonia Deville. It's her moment tonight. She wins the championship off a weakened Sasha Banks. She takes advantage. Sonia has gone nearly 40 minutes in a Rumble and then gone out there and won the title because she is a badass. 70. We'll pick up on this on SmackDown. Sonia Deville is your new women's champion. That is a big, big, big title change. Okay, we do a video package before the WWE Universal Championship match, which means, as I said before, the Royal Rumble, Men's Royal Rumble, is main event in 71 for the promo from Kevin Owens. And it's now time for the Universal Championship match. Big E defends against Kevin Owens. Your winner and still Universal Champion, Big E. Sorry, guys. It's his first defense of the title. He wins underhanded tactics too. He's a heel. Why not? Big E 72. Kevin Owens 77. Gives us a 74. I'm not that upset with that. That's not bad at all. I'm pretty pleased, actually. The next match is your main event, and it's a Royal Rumble match. And the only way to win is to throw your opponent over the top rope with both feet hitting the floor. The last man standing will be your winner and will go on to main event WrestleMania for a championship of his choosing. The ring announcer stops and the music of Sami Zayn hits. Sami Zayn is number one in the Royal Rumble and he's determined to prove a point. Sami Zayn is number one in the Rumble. But who? Have a drink first. Who is number two? Number two is Tommaso Ciampa. Zayn and Ciampa open up the Rumble. Obviously, Zayn and Ciampa have had issues over the last few weeks as part of the Raw Tag Team storyline. So we're starting with these two. And immediately, Ciampa and Zayn, they just brawl. They chain wrestle and brawl. They are going at it aggressively. Particularly, Ciampa is aggressively trying to eliminate Sami Zayn. But Sami Zayn always escapes. He always finds a way out. Zayn actually nails a haluva kick because I feel like that'd be a good way to pop the crowd. But Ciampa eventually fights off the elimination. Both men back off from each other. A bit of sign of respect as we head for our next entrance. Number three is Otis. Okay. Not quite the chain wrestler of those two. We'll go with it. Otis goes through all his comedy spots on Zayn. And Ciampa's just standing in the corner watching, laughing, because it's quite funny to watch Otis hit a caterpillar on Sami Zayn, which he does. Ciampa finds it hilarious. We're going to go through a few eliminations quickly here because number four is Jey Uso. And all of a sudden things get serious. Again, Jey hits a super kick on Otis, a super kick on Ciampa, which makes Sami Zayn laugh as a revenge for what Ciampa just did. And Jey super kicks Sami Zayn too for the elimination. Sami Zayn eliminated by Jey Uso. That leads to Jey Uso and Ciampa starting to wrestle, trying to eliminate each other when we hit number 5. Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso is number 5. And the Usos immediately team together and eliminate Otis. Otis is gone. And then now it's 2-on-1. They take their time to torture Tommaso Ciampa. They hit a double Samoan splash from the top ropes. They hit a double super kick. And they eliminate Tommaso Ciampa, which leaves just the Usos in the ring for number 6. Number 6 is Roman Reigns. The announcers at this point are like, wait, what? How has this happened where the Usos are back to back and then Roman Reigns, who seemingly sided with the Usos lately? How has this happened? And they wonder whether Paul Heyman had anything to do with it. Heyman's alongside Reigns and he has a microphone in his hand. He introduces Reigns as your tribal chief. Yeah, we're doing it. Roman Reigns. Now, Reigns uses this time. He gets in the ring, as does Paul Heyman. The Usos aren't wrestling and they stand together. Roman Reigns, the two Uso brothers, Paul Heyman by his side, and Reigns uses this time to cut his first heel promo on the fans. He turns on them for never accepting him when all he wanted to do was do right by his family. Well, now you idiots are kicked out of his family, his tribe, his bloodline. They will stick together. His bloodline will stick together and put him back in his place in the main event at WrestleMania. We use this time to get the Reigns character over mid-match, because why not? There's no action going on here. This is a promo, the first Reigns heel promo, blaming the fans for how they've turned on him over the years. All he wants to do is do right by his family. That's all he cares about. He is the head of the table, the tribal chief, and now he will literally just do what's right for him and his family. His bloodline is what we're going to say. Why not? Right, number 7 then. Let's get some action going, shall we? Number 7 is Humberto Carrillo. Humberto Carrillo comes out and he's a little bit like a lamb being led to slaughter here. Roman is still on the mic as he's making his walk down, berating Humberto. And as Humberto gets in the ring, the Usos nail him with a double super kick. Reigns hits the spear and throws out Humberto Carrillo just like that. He continues on with his promo talking about his family and what it means to Reigns and his bloodline as the countdown goes once again down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And number 8 in the 2021 Royal Rumble is Rikishi. Rikishi is number 8. Now remember, the last time we saw Rikishi, he was being double super kicked by the Usos. Rikishi is here, and the heels in the ring for the first time look a little bit surprised and a little bit shook up. Rikishi makes his entrance. There's no dancing. He is furious here. He enters the ring for a showdown with Reigns, who backs his hands out, tells Jimmy and Jay, stay back. They get face to face with Roman Reigns and Rikishi, and Rikishi says that he wonders, you can have the mic between them so you can still hear it. Rikishi wonders what happened to these three people and that their Samoan ancestors would be severely disappointed. And at that point, Reigns just raises his hand right in front of Rikishi's face and clicks his fingers. And the Usos nail Rikishi with a double super kick. And they nail their dad with a double super kick again. Reigns hits the spear. He drags Rikishi into the corner, sits him up in the bottom of the corner. He calls Paul Heyman back into the ring and says to Paul, do it. Paul Heyman hits a stink face on Rikishi as a massive sign of disrespect. And at that point, Roman Reigns throws out Rikishi, ready for the next guy, just in time for the next guy. So he wants to make sure that they're all together and there's no one else in the ring to stop them. So he can literally just eliminate everyone one by one. Is Roman Reigns' plan right now. Number 9, a rival of the Usos, Chad Gable of Alpha Enigma, is number 9 in the Royal Rumble. He comes in with a hell of a lot of fire. German suplexes to the Usos. He's flying at all three of them. German suplex to Jay, to Jimmy. Goes for one on Reigns, who counters. Reigns tries to throw him out, but that's countered too. But in the end, a double super kick cuts off Chad Gable, and Roman Reigns throws out Gable. Another elimination for Reigns. That's 3. But if you consider them as a group, the Bloodline, which is what we're going to call them from now on, they've eliminated everyone so far. Right, let's get serious because it's time for number 10. The Usos have took a bit of a hit, but they're all right. Roman Reigns is still ready to go, and he needs to be, because number 10 is the United States champion, Drew McIntyre. Talk about a big entrant. Drew ducks the double super kick, lays out Reigns with a claymore straight away. Just like that, the first time Reigns really takes a hit, Drew McIntyre nails him with a claymore. He throws Jimmy around the ring with his power and a claymore to Jey Uso. Drew eliminates Jey Uso. One of the Bloodline is gone, and Drew McIntyre has done that. Reigns and Jimmy then take that moment to double team Drew McIntyre. They do their best to try and eliminate him before the next person comes in, but they can't quite do it, which means Reigns' plan is going up in smoke. It's time for number 11. Number 11 is the other half of Alpha Enigma, Jeff Hardy, who's had his issues with the Usos, of course. He comes in aggressively too. He hits a twist of fate on Jey Uso. Drew delivers a suplex to Roman Reigns. Jeff hits the swanton on Roman Reigns. Jimmy tries to clothesline Jeff out. And at that point, we do a double elimination spot. So Jimmy goes for the clothesline and knocks both himself and Jeff Hardy out. A double elimination, which leaves Roman Reigns getting to his feet and Drew McIntyre face to face as the clock ticks down again. And before we go to Stuart, I'm going to reveal who is number 12. We got Drew and Roman face to face, and all of a sudden, after the buzzer, you hear the trumpets. Number 12 is John Cena. So John Cena makes his way to the ring. This is a standoff then between three faces of the company at one point in time. Reigns starts getting mad at Cena though. Gets in John Cena's face. Says, you are not needed anymore. So Cena hits Reigns with the AA. That leads to Drew and Cena shaking hands, a sign of respect as they start to wrestle. And Drew McIntyre actually out-wrestles John Cena, who seems a little bit rusty at this point. In the end, though, their little friendly spar ends when they both turn into a double spear, leaving everybody down. Reigns is down, McIntyre's down, and John Cena is down for entrant number 13. Unlucky for some. Need a drink first. Unlucky for some, number 13. It's The Miz. The Miz is number 13. And he comes in trying to pick the bones. Everyone's down, so he comes in trying to pick the bones. He gets Cena straight up, tries to throw him out, but Cena blocks him off and collapses again. He tries to do the same with Roman Reigns. Again, it doesn't work. He tries it once more towards Drew McIntyre, but Drew saw it come in and hits a Claymore on The Miz. And that leads to some pairing off, Drew and The Miz and Cena and Reigns. So we head to number 14. Number 14 is Mustafa Ali, who is one half of the Ring Workers, a babyface tag team on SmackDown, remember. So Ali comes in doing a lot of flashy moves. And everyone but Roman Reigns bumps for him. He does try it with Reigns, but it doesn't quite work later on. He does, though. This is what I want to do. A callback to WrestleMania 34. Okay? And at WrestleMania 34 on the kickoff show, John Cena is sat in the stand as a fan. And he looks amazed at the Cruiserweight Championship match, and he's amazed at one spot when Mustafa Ali hit a Spanish fly. So we're calling back to it here. Mustafa Ali is going to hit a Spanish fly on John Cena, because I would like to call back to that, because that was quite cool. Finally then, number 15. So you got Ali, Drew, Cena and Reigns in the ring. Number 15, just before we go back to Stuart, number 15, he'll like this. Unfortunately, it's not got the sound that you'd want to hear, because he doesn't have that music anymore. But number 15 is Adam Cole. So Adam Cole gets a big ovation from the crowd, and Cena's smiling as Adam Cole's getting his way to the ring with the crowd going mental. So Adam Cole starts a super kick party on everyone, even Reigns, and he actually mocks Cena's 5-knuckle shuffle, you can't see me thing, when all of a sudden you hear, this isn't an entrant, but you hear, shock the system. And the entrance music of the Undisputed Era hits. Now, for people who've been following with the NXT part of this save, you'll know that Adam Cole is no longer part of the Undisputed Era, and he's feuding with them as a babyface. So what the hell is this? Nobody comes out, but he just distracts Adam Cole enough for Roman Reigns to eliminate Adam Cole. Well, I think you might like the next entrant. Number 16 is, well, the big money man. That's right, number 16 is Cameron Grimes. Why not? Why not? Grimes has his money out. He's on his way to the ring, just counting his money, offering it to fans. And like, no, absolutely not happening. But what he's trying to do, as he gets in the ring with his money, he's trying to bribe people. He's trying to bribe people to just leave and eliminate themselves. Cena takes the money, pretending to go along with it, and then immediately hits an AA on Cameron Grimes. And then Drew McIntyre takes over, hitting a Claymore on Cameron Grimes. That sets up a Mustafa Ali 450 splash on Cameron Grimes, and then Cena goes and throws Cameron Grimes out. Bye-bye, Cameron Grimes. He goes to throw him out, but Miz stops him. So at that exact moment, Drew McIntyre throws out the Miz, and Cena does throw out Cameron Grimes. I'm sorry, Cameron Grimes, but you are just being used in a comedy spot here. I am sorry. Number 17 is Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods makes his entrance, getting some offense in. But the truth is, at this point, all attention turns to a showdown in the ring, who are trading heavy blows. Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns are really going at it, hitting big moves. Spine buster from Drew. Roman hits the Samoan drop. They're trading heavy blows. They're not getting the eliminations, though. Roman nearly eliminates Drew when number 18 hits, and the ring comes to a standstill, because number 18 is Brock Lesnar. Now, at this point, Paul Heyman is not at ringside. We're not playing off that yet. I'm sorry, we're not. It would be too distracting. But the ring stops because Lesnar has not been seen since WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar has not been seen since WrestleMania. Lesnar immediately goes after Drew McIntyre, the man who took the title away from him. But Mustafa Ali gets in the way, wanting to go after Lesnar because Lesnar kind of cost Ali the Money in the Bank a few years ago. I'm calling back to that as well. Lesnar, though he's kind of an unstoppable beast, and Mustafa Ali, yeah, he kind of made a mistake. Brock Lesnar launches out Mustafa Ali. Xavier Woods tries his hand at attacking Brock. That doesn't work either. Brock Lesnar eliminates Xavier Woods. Lesnar hits an F5 on Drew McIntyre, but then is attacked by Cena. So that starts a brawl between Cena and Brock, with Cena eating an F5 as we go to entrant number 19. And number 19, oh, he's a big boy. He's a very big boy. Number 19, in a callback to last year, is Keith Lee. Keith Lee. So it's Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns in the ring. Let's add Keith Lee in there for the 5th. Brock seems to relish the challenge of Lee. Similar to last time, he looks like, yeah, let's go. Brock tries to run at Lee. Lee ducks, bounces off the ropes and pounces Brock Lesnar across the ring. And he flies. Brock Lesnar sells it and he flies. Reigns hits a spear, went for a spear on Lee, who dodged it, and Reigns collides with the ring post. Brock Lesnar, well, he's down. Reigns is down. John Cena tries his hand at Keith Lee, tries to pick him up for an AA, but at this point he's starting to sell the exhaustion, so gets flattened by the size of Keith Lee. So we've got some big boys in there. You've got Keith Lee, you've got Brock Lesnar, you've got Roman Reigns, you've got Drew McIntyre, you've got John Cena. How's about we add one more, Stu? One more big boy. Let's add in the current real-life WWE champion, Bobby Lashley. Stuart, there's a lot of meat in the ring right now. Vince McMahon is loving it. So we're at number 20, which means we're 2/3 way through the match in theory. Bobby Lashley makes his entrance, and just as that happens, Bobby Lashley's on his way through the ring. Brock Lesnar takes down Drew McIntyre with a UFC style takedown and starts nailing elbows and punches and makes Drew McIntyre bleed. Now, I'm not going to say he has to do it the hard way. We'll figure it out as we go along. But Drew McIntyre starts to bleed above the eyes, right? We're playing with blood tonight because I think we can tell a story with it. And the blood starts to pour down into Drew McIntyre's eyes. Drew can't see. Drew is blinded by the blood, which allows Brock Lesnar to clothesline him to the outside. He lands on his feet, but he's eliminated. Brock eliminates Drew McIntyre. At this point, Drew knows he's been eliminated. He's a bit pissed off about it. So he reaches in to try and eliminate Brock himself. But as I've just said, he can't see. He can't see. He's blinded. So he doesn't actually know who he's grabbing. The person he's grabbing is Keith Lee. Drew McIntyre pulls Keith Lee over the top rope and eliminates him. Lee is furious. This is not the first time Drew McIntyre has kind of screwed him. And Keith Lee has finally had enough. He sends McIntyre into the ring post with a spirit bomb. He spirit bombs Drew McIntyre into the ring post and leaves fuming. We will pick up on that on Monday Night Raw. That's a big moment. Big moment. Number 21 is a man from NXT. It doesn't quite work in the same way of his normal nickname, but we'll go with it. It's Johnny Rumble. It's Johnny Gargano. He's here in the Royal Rumble, but he then realises that he's in the Royal Rumble with John Cena, Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns in the ring. And he's like, right. So, I don't really want to get in the ring. Cena and Bobby Lashley brawl leading to Reigns spearing Cena and throwing out John Cena. Roman Reigns eliminates John Cena. Big elimination. Roman Reigns eliminates John Cena. At that point, Gargano's like, yeah, I'll get in, that's fine. But he's immediately sent to Suplex City to Brock Lesnar. I know that it's heel on heel, but I kind of want to see Gargano bumping around for Lesnar because that sounds really, really, really fun. So John Cena's been eliminated. We got Bobby Lashley, Johnny Gargano, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar in the ring for number 22. A former WWE champion, Kofi Kingston now.
Yep, has to be done.
Big E has retained the Universal Championship, of course, so Kofi Kingston enters the Royal Rumble. We'll get to it. Or will we? Right. Kofi goes after Lesnar to a big pop. Still mad about the squash because he should be mad. It's ridiculous that he's put a smile on his face and carried on. So I'm going to have him be mad here. He's going to go after Brock Lesnar because why wouldn't he be mad? It looks as though Lesnar and Reigns are actually going to start to team together in a shocker. You've got Kofi in there, you've got Lashley who's a problem, you've got Gargano who's there. Lashley and Reigns seem to have a bit of an understanding, and it looks like they're going to team together. When Roman Reigns turns on Brock Lesnar and throws out Brock Lesnar and says to him as he's on the outside, like, come on, I still hate you, get out, because these guys are long-term rivals. That just doesn't disappear. Roman Reigns eliminates Brock Lesnar. Kingston tries to fight Reigns and Lashley, but the heels take over with Gargano just watching on, happy to not be a part of it. That's a couple of big eliminations there. Big eliminations, but a big entrant. Next, number 23 is Alistair Black. Alistair Black gets a monster pop, hopefully. Cleans house in the ring. Black masses all around, kicking everybody's head off. And Alistair Black throws out Roman Reigns. Alistair Black comes in, kicks everyone's head off, and throws out Roman Reigns to a huge pop. Alistair Black eliminates Roman Reigns, who's been in there for a long time at this point. He's been dominant, but not against Alistair Black. Gargano tries to sneak attack, but Black throws him out too. Lashley drops Black with a spear as we go to the next entrant. Alistair Black eliminates Reigns and Gargano straight away. Stuart, you've got to love it. Right, so we're down to 24. In the ring at this point are Bobby Lashley, Alistair Black and Kofi Kingston. And 24 is Damian Priest. Damian Priest, Bobby Lashley's Hurt Business tag team partner. They're tag champions on Raw. So this now turns into a tag match. You got the Hurt Business versus Alistair Black and Kofi Kingston. The Hurt Business dominate for a while. Can't get any eliminations until Damian Priest eliminates Kofi Kingston, because we needed to get Priest a big elimination. Kofi's probably the fodder for that now. I know there's a few of you in the comment section that wanted Kofi Kingston versus Big E at WrestleMania, and I'm sorry, but it's not happening. It's not happening. I apologise. Right, we'll move on quickly. 25 is from NXT. 25 is the bro, Matt Riddle. Riddle comes in and he's going kick crazy. He's got this MMA style, so he has an MMA style battle with Bobby Lashley, because I don't know why they haven't played on it in real life, but they've both got MMA backgrounds now, so like, use it. Let's use it. Riddle hits a high knee on Priest, who turns immediately into a black mass. Now at this point, Alistair and Matt Riddle start to work together against the heels when number 26, Seth freaking Rollins. Seth Rollins is number 26, and he helps the Hurt Business. Why wouldn't he? The heels start to team up. They hold up they hold up Alistair Black for a black mass. Of course, Seth and Alistair have history. Alistair took the title from Seth at TLC. That didn't last long for him. But either way, Riddle gets the same fate, by the way. We're having Seth and Riddle work together because they did in the end. Riddle gets hit with a curb stomp even. And then at that point, they could eliminate Riddle, but the heels start to squabble over who's going to get the elimination. And it doesn't happen because number 27 is also from NXT. Number 27 is Pentagon Jr. because why not? Why not? Let's get Pentagon Jr. in there. He comes in with all his high-flying ability, all his high-flying moves. He's evading everybody but hitting moves off the ropes and whatnot. He's getting away with it in a Rumble, really. He gets all his offense in, and then with a Hurricane Rana, he eliminates Seth Rollins. A big elimination for Pentagon Jr., and he eliminates Seth Rollins. Pentagon then seems to team with Riddle in a bit of an NXT union against the Hurt Business with Alistair Black down on the outside. And finally, number 28, before we go to Stu, number 28 is Daniel Bryan. So at this point, you've got Bobby Lashley, you've got Damian Priest, you've got Alistair Black, you've got Matt Riddle, you've got Pentagon Jr., and you've got Daniel Brian. Now, Brian comes to the ring, on his way to the ring, and he looks pleased. He's looking at it like, yes, I get to be in the ring with Matt Riddle. I get to be in the ring with Black. I get to be in the ring with Pentagon Jr. Brian and Riddle have like a kick contest out of respect for each other, but they have a kick contest to see who can hurt each other the most. Damian Priest, though, breaks that up, tries a double choke slam, but Brian squirms out and hits the running knee. And now it's time for our final two entrants. 29 and 30 we're at. Number 29 is a big entrant, literally. Number 29 is Braun Strowman. Now, at this point, Strowman is a major player. This late on, Strowman is a monster. He comes straight in, hits a choke slam on Riddle, choke slam on Brian, choke slam on Penta, choke slam on Priest. He squares up to Lashley. Lashley goes for a spear. Gets caught in a running power slam. Brian tries to kick down Braun at the legs. Doesn't work. Running power slam. Matt Riddle tries a crossbody. Doesn't work. Running power slam. But while all that's happened, the clock has been ticking down. And it's time for number 30. Number 30 in the Royal Rumble. It ticks down. 3, 2, 1. Bam. And number 30, the lights go out. And a sudden sinister laugh is heard because number 30 is The Fiend. The Fiend is number 30 in the Royal Rumble. He cleans house. And when I say he cleans house, he's got the polish, he's got everything out. He's clean. It's squeaky clean by the time he's done it. Sister Abigail on Pentagon Jr. Damian Priest is eliminated by Bray Wyatt. Pentagon Jr. is eliminated by Bray Wyatt. Braun and Bray have a showdown to play off their history in Save 2, and Wyatt chokes out Braun Strowman with a mandible claw. He picks Strowman up and eliminates him in a shocker. Lashley hits a spear, but the Fiend no-sells it and throws out Bobby Lashley. That's 4 eliminations straight away for Bray Wyatt. Priest, Pentagon Jr., Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley all eliminated, leaving a final 4 of The Fiend, Daniel Bryan, Matt Riddle and Alistair Black. Bryan immediately goes after The Fiend. He knows The Fiend is the danger. He's getting kicks, trying to kick him down to size just like he did with Braun, trying to work on the legs, but The Fiend counters into a triangle choke. That allows Matt Riddle to hit a senton. And at that point, Bryan pops up, trying to throw out Bray Wyatt, but Bray Wyatt counters and eliminates Daniel Bryan. Final 3, Bray Wyatt, Matt Riddle, Alistair Black. Black is up. He hits Wyatt with a black mass, but Riddle nails Black with a stiff kick of his own. Riddle starts to hype the crowd up. He's feeling it. Bro. And he goes after Bray Wyatt, but is immediately thrown out by The Fiend again. The 6th elimination for Bray Wyatt, leaving Alistair Black and Bray Wyatt with a WrestleMania main event on the line. Wyatt and Black get to their feet, looking at each other, and they're chuckling at each other. They're like, of course it is. Of course it's you. Because they're the most mysterious characters in the company, really. Let's play on that, shall we? Each men counter each other. They no-sell moves of each other. They are a match for each other. Black looks to throw Wyatt out, and Wyatt goes over the top rope, and then the lights go out. Complete pitch black. They come on maybe 10, 20 seconds later or whatever it is. Not long, but they come on, and Alistair Black turns around back towards the ring to find on the opposite side of the turnbuckle there is The Fiend in the crab position, just laughing at Alistair Black. Wyatt pops up, hits Sister Abigail on Alistair Black, tries to throw Alistair Black out. Alistair Black goes over the top rope, and the lights go out again. And just the same amount of time, they come back on. Wyatt turns around to find Alistair Black sat cross-legged in the middle of the ring, just chuckling and staring at Bray Wyatt. They are going match, and well, move for move, mysterious move as well. Black's in the centre of the ring laughing. Both men continue to trade blows before finally Black goes for a black mass right by the ropes, and the Fiend ducks and lifts Alistair Black over the top rope and out to win the Royal Rumble. The Fiend wins the Royal Rumble. It's probably the right call. Let's get it up, shall we? So the Fiend wins the Royal Rumble, and we get a 79, so it's not bad for the main event in the end. Not bad. Not bad at all. I feel like with this Rumble, it felt big and big and big. I mean, we started a little slow with Zayn and Ciampa, but then the Usos came in, and then we did the Reigns official heel character, which was really nice to be able to do. I like that. I like that we did that in the Rumble, and the Bloodline stable are now established together, which I think is nice. The Rikishi spot I was quite pleased to do. I had that planned for a few weeks. When Rikishi turned up on Smackdown, that is why, because this was planned. Drew McIntyre and Roman. Once Drew came in, and then Cena came in, and then Brock came in just afterwards, it just felt big time throughout, didn't it? I used those big names to really put over Roman Reigns' new heel character. Cena was eliminated by Reigns. Brock was eliminated by Reigns. But another thing really should be worth noting, Drew and Keith Lee, that's a big spot. Really, really big spot. Alistair came in eliminating Roman Reigns. That's huge. He may not have won the match, but Alistair Black got a big rub tonight. I've got to be honest with you. I've been planning, since I thought about the Rumble, Wyatt and Black as the final team.
So this is not being a change in the last couple of days type thing?
No.
Okay.
I just didn't know who I was going to have win. But I've gone with Bray. I've gone with Bray.
You've gone. Do you mean you've actually had a plan from the beginning and stuck to it for the entirety of the booking situation?
Not quite. Not quite. Kind of and not quite. I would say the Roman Reigns heel turn wasn't planned. Wasn't planned. Right, so that's the Royal Rumble. Should we see what we get? I don't know how it's going to do, but we'll give it a go. We get a 78, so that ain't bad actually, considering. Most matches were okay, pretty good. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this Rumble. I hope you guys have enjoyed this Rumble, whether on YouTube or watching live on Twitch. I hope you've enjoyed it, because it was a fun thing to book. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I feel like I've not done a bad job, actually. And that's it then. That's your Royal Rumble pay-per-view complete. We have our 2 challengers for WrestleMania set. That's Becky Lynch and Bray Wyatt. But we're not done. We're not just going straight to WrestleMania. No. Because the road to WrestleMania is going to have a speed bump, and that speed bump is going to be the Elimination Chamber. So on Wednesday we start our build to the Elimination Chamber, and there will be 2 chamber matches. I'm not saying any more than that. Right. Yeah, definitely. It's going to be very, very interesting. If you like this video, please drop a like on it. Drop some comments. Let me know what you thought. This is a different type of video compared to the other ones for me, where I was going really presenting the book into camera. So some feedback on it would be nice if possible. And yeah, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, peace.